Omega-3 and longevity. Real stories of energy and health. Post 60. What if the secret to a vibrant, energetic life after 60 wasn't a secret at all? For so many of us, turning 60, 70, or even 80 feels like it comes with an unavoidable sense of slowing down. We're talking about those aches, pains, and a mental fog that just won't seem to lift. But for a growing number of seniors, these are their most energetic years yet. Their stories are incredible, but what's behind them is surprisingly simple. A powerful nutrient that science shows is adding life back into their years. Today, we're going to meet them and uncover the science behind their transformations. The secret nutrient unveiled. For decades, we've heard about vitamins and minerals, but there is a class of nutrient that scientists are now calling a cornerstone of healthy aging: omega-3 fatty acids. Now, these aren't just any fats. They're essential fats, which means our bodies can't make them on their own, so we have to get them from our diet. The two most powerful types are EPA and DHA, which you'll find mainly in fatty fish. Another type, ALA, comes from plant sources like flax seeds and walnuts. While omega-3s have long been praised for heart health, new research is revealing just how much they can affect our longevity, and not just how long we live, but how well we live. It's all about boosting our health span, those years we spend active, healthy, and full of life. And the best proof isn't just coming from a lab, it's coming from the real-life experiences of people who've reclaimed their energy well after their 60th birthday. Story 1, Carol's journey from fatigue to flourishing. Meet Carol. She's a 68-year-old retired schoolteacher who felt like she was fading away. Her days were ruled by a deep fatigue that no amount of sleep could fix. Her garden, which she used to love, was becoming overgrown because the work felt too overwhelming. Even playing with her grandchildren left her feeling drained instead of joyful. She described it as living in grayscale, just trying to manage a slow decline. It is a feeling many people over 60 know all too well. That sense that your body's warranty has expired. Her turning point wasn't some dramatic event. It was a quiet chat with her doctor who looked beyond prescriptions. He talked about cellular health and inflammation and suggested she take a hard look at her diet, especially her omega-3 intake. Carol was skeptical, but she was also desperate for a change. She started making a real effort, adding fatty fish like salmon to her meals a couple of times a week and taking a high-quality omega-3 supplement every day. The change wasn't instant, but after about 2 months, she noticed something shifting. That morning grogginess started to clear up a little earlier. She found herself outside, pulling a few weeds without feeling completely wiped out. By the 6-month mark, the difference was impossible to ignore. Carol was spending hours in her garden, which was now filled with vibrant flowers instead of weeds. She was the one starting games with her grandkids, her laughter echoing right alongside theirs. She wasn't just managing anymore, she was thriving. Her life, once grayscale, was suddenly bursting with color. Expert Validation 1. The Science of Energy. Carol's story isn't just a nice anecdote. It's a perfect example of what's happening on a cellular level. So, how can a simple fatty acid create such a huge change in your energy levels? The answer is in 2 key areas: inflammation and cellular aging. Chronic, low-grade inflammation is like a silent fire inside your body, and it's a major driver of aging and fatigue. Omega-3s, especially EPA, are powerful anti-inflammatories. They help cool that internal fire, which frees up a ton of energy your body was using to fight a battle you didn't even know was happening. What's even more exciting is the research on our biological age. A major clinical trial called the Do Health Study, which followed adults over 70, made a stunning discovery. It found that taking 1 gram of omega-3s every day could actually slow down biological aging. Over 3 years, the people taking omega-3s saw their biological age markers get younger by an average of 3 to 4 months. Think of your cells as having tiny power plants called mitochondria. As we get older, these power plants get less efficient. Omega-3s help protect and even improve how well they work, boosting the production of ATP, your body's main energy source. Carol didn't just feel more energetic, her cells were literally producing more energy. Story 2. Robert's path to clarity and movement. Now, let's talk about Robert, a 72-year-old retired accountant. Robert's problem wasn't just a lack of energy, it was a fog that was clouding his two greatest assets, his mind and his mobility. He used to be an avid walker, but nagging stiffness in his knees had turned his daily 4-mile walk into a painful 1-mile hobble. As an accountant, his sharp mind was his sanctuary, but now he was struggling with a frustrating brain fog. He'd walk into a room and forget why, or lose his train of thought mid-conversation. The precision he'd always taken for granted was slipping. This wasn't just an inconvenience, it felt like an attack on his identity. Robert refused to accept this as his new normal, so he started doing his own research. He kept reading about two specific benefits of omega-3s, their power to fight inflammation in joints and their role as building blocks for the brain. He decided to get strategic. He upped his intake of omega-3-rich foods and started a daily supplement with high levels of both EPA and DHA. The first thing he noticed, after about a month, was in his hands. The morning stiffness that made buttoning his shirt a chore began to fade. Then he noticed it in his knees. The constant ache started to dull. He pushed his walk back to 2 miles, then 3. The mental changes were a bit more subtle. Then one afternoon, while talking to his son, he flawlessly remembered a complex detail from a book he'd read weeks earlier. The fog was lifting. He felt sharper, more present. Today, Robert is back to his 4-mile walks and is the reigning champion of his family's weekly trivia night. He got his body and his mind back. Expert validation 2, the brain and body connection. Robert's story perfectly shows the 1-2 punch of omega-3s. His joint relief comes directly from their anti-inflammatory properties. Studies on osteoarthritis show that omega-3s can reduce the inflammatory chemicals that break down cartilage, which helps ease pain and stiffness. By calming the inflammation inside the joint, omega-3s can improve mobility and reduce that chronic ache. But what about the brain fog? That's where DHA steals the show. Your brain is roughly 60% fat, and DHA is the most common fatty acid found there. It's a critical building block for your brain cells, keeping their membranes fluid and flexible so they can communicate with each other effectively. Recent research backs this up. A 2024 analysis of data from a large national health survey found a strong link between higher omega-3 intake and better scores on cognitive tests for adults over 60. Specifically, it was linked to better word recall and faster processing speed. By giving his brain the raw materials it needed to repair itself, Robert was essentially cleaning the windows of his mind, letting him think more clearly and remember things better. The benefits also extend to how long we live. A large-scale analysis of data from over 2,000 adults showed that a combination of omega-3, vitamin D, and a simple home exercise program could reduce the risk of developing invasive cancer by an incredible 61%. This isn't just about feeling better each day, it's about protecting your body for the long haul. The how-to. Putting omega-3 to work for you. Feeling inspired by these stories and the science? Here's how you can start putting more omega-3s to work in your own life. First, start with food. The American Heart Association recommends at least 2 servings of fatty fish per week. An easy way to remember the best sources is the acronym SMASH: salmon, mackerel, anchovies, sardines, and herring. For plant-based options, look to flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts. Second, consider a supplement. It can be tough to get a truly effective dose from diet alone. The Do Health study, which showed those age-slowing effects, used a dose of 1 gram or 1,000 milligrams of omega-3s per day. When you're choosing a supplement, quality is everything. Look for one that has been third-party tested for purity, which ensures it's free from heavy metals or other contaminants. Check the label for the specific amounts of EPA and DHA. That's the number that really counts, not just the total fish oil amount. And of course, before starting any new health routine, it's always a smart idea to talk with your doctor to find the right approach and dose for you. The stories of Carol and Robert aren't miracles. They're proof of what can happen when you give your body what it truly needs to heal and thrive. Aging doesn't have to be a story of slowing down. It can be one of renewal, of rediscovering your energy, and of sharpening your mind for all the chapters still to come. The science is clear. Omega-3s are a powerful tool for improving not just your lifespan, but your health span. They offer a simple, accessible way to take charge of your aging journey and build a future filled with energy, clarity, and joy. So, what's your story? Have you felt the benefits of omega-3s in your own life? We would love to hear from you. Share your experience in the comments below. Your journey could be the very thing that inspires someone else to start theirs. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more evidence-based ways to age with health and vibrance. Thanks for watching.